Hola a todos! ¿Qué tal? Welcome back to Spanish with Patri. Today I am coming to you with an advanced translation challenge. And this one is focusing on the conditional. Are you up for it? Vamos! We are going to be looking today at the second conditional, which covers unreal or hypothetical situations. How do we form the second conditional? Right, so first thing you need two parts. First part is your conditional form, the equivalent to would in English. These are the endings for would in Spanish. Ia, ias, ia, íamos, iais, ian. So all you need to do is get your verb, don't cut it out or anything like that, leave it as it is with the stem, with the ending, everything together, and just add the endings depending on the subject that you're talking about. Second part, parte número dos. What do you need? You need if and the imperfect of the subjunctive. What? Did you say subjunctive? I know what you're thinking, the subjunctive is awful, but don't panic. I am just going to run you through it. Remember, there are two possible endings for the imperfect subjunctive. And these are the possible endings for your imperfect subjunctive. Use whichever one you like better. You don't need to learn both, but be familiar with both of them. Right, so remember, if in English we say, I would go to the park if it wasn't raining. I would go to the park. That's the ia ending in Spanish. If, that's si, without an accent, because if you put the accent, that means yes. So si is the word that goes in the middle there, joining them together, and then the imperfect subjunctive, if it wasn't raining. Si no estuviera lloviendo. It's a tricky one, but this is why this is an advanced challenge. I know you're gonna nail it, so let's do it. Let's get to it. Número uno, similar to the example phrase. I would go if I had enough money. Had is irregular in this one. Be careful. Take your time. Pause the video if needed. Let's go. Iría, I would go. Si, if. Tuviera, I had. Tuviera, tener changes to tuviera. Suficiente, enough. Dinero. Tengo más dinero. Do you know the song? Dinero. So this would look, iría, I would go. Si, if. Tuviera or tuviese, any of those endings, absolutely perfect, perfecto. Suficiente, enough, dinero. Right, continuamos. Segunda, you would do it if you could. You would do it if you could. Lo harías, lo because it's it. Lo harías si pudieras or pudieses. Pudieras or pudieses. The verb poder is irregular. Pudiera. So the stem changes to pudiera. He would travel to Spain if he spoke Spanish. Viajaría a España si hablara or hablase español. I think this one was a bit easier, wasn't it? Because it didn't have any irregulars. We would go out if it wasn't raining. How many times have I said this in England? Oh, the most annoying thing is when somebody responds, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. Let me tell you, there is such thing as bad weather. And I experience it very often in England. Seriously, who invented that phrase? There is such thing as bad weather. Oh yes, my friend. Anyway, we would go out if it wasn't raining. Saldríamos si no estuviera lloviendo. Saldríamos si no estuviera lloviendo. Did you get the whole thing? I would buy a house in Marbella if I won the lottery. Compraría una casa en Marbella si ganara or ganase la lotería. Oh yes, I would. Mañana mismo, tomorrow. I'd move there tomorrow. Me mudaría mañana. Now, I've been doing all the phrases so far, starting with the conditional, putting if in the middle, and then the imperfect subjunctive. Can I do it the other way around? Of course you can. You can put if at the front, imperfect subjunctive, and then the conditional. But remember, if always goes attached to the imperfect subjunctive. So let's give it a go. Número 6, number 6. If they cooked, they would eat healthier. If they cooked, they would eat healthier. Si cocinaran or cocinasen, comerían más sano. Absolutely, takeaways are not really good for you. If I were you, I would study more. If I were you. This is next level. If you get this one, I'll be really impressed. That means that you are very advanced in Spanish, almost proficient, I would say. This one would be, si fuera tú. Technically, you can translate it as si fuera tú. However, the actual way we say it is yo que tú, me than you, I than you, yo que tú. So two ways of saying it, si yo fuera tú, if I were you, or yo que tú, estudiaría más. I've heard my mum saying that one so many times. Yo que tú estudiaría más. If there were more people here, we'd finish sooner. How would you say that? Si hubiera, again, irregular haber, takes that weird stem that we've seen with tener and poder. Haber becomes hub. So, si hubiera or hubiese más gente, remember that gente is always singular. That's why I'm using hubiera and hubiese. Did you remember that? Si hubiera más gente, we would finish earlier. Terminaríamos antes. We would finish earlier. If I earned more money, I would treat you. Si ganara or ganase más dinero, te invitaría. In Spanish, we say, I would invite you. I would treat you. Te invitaría. How do you say, it's my treat today? Hoy invito yo. Invito yo. Si ganara or ganase más dinero, te invitaría. And the last one, another one with if I were you. If I were you, I would do it. And before I give you the answer, if I were you, I definitely keep doing these challenges. And if you want to do so, don't forget to subscribe and like, por favor. And now, without further ado, drum roll. I'm so bad at this. Right. Si yo fuera tú, that's the easy way of saying it. The more idiomatic expression is yo que tú, yo que tú. Use that one and you will sound like native. Yo que tú lo haría. Yo que tú me suscribiría. If I were you, I would subscribe. I hope you got most of those right. If you did, muy bien. Leave me a comment. How did you do in this challenge? And what other challenges would you like me to do? Muchas gracias a todos. Adiós.